In this video, I'm going to talk about the financial strength of buy-in and buyout providers. My name is Robin Dargie and I'm a senior consultant at Quantum Advisory. When you buy your home or car insurance, you want to be sure that the insurer you've chosen is going to be around in the coming year to pay any claims. And it's the same for pension schemes. You want to be sure that the chosen buy-in or buyout provider, the insurer, is actually going to be around for many, many years to come to be able to pay benefits to members. Financial strength, of course, is only one factor when choosing an insurer, the main one being cost. And in some circumstances, it might be that you only approach one or two insurers perhaps, particularly if they're looking for an exclusive deal, so you might not actually be able to look at the whole of the market in any case. I'm going to consider buy-ins and buyouts for defined benefit schemes first, and in order to determine their financial strength, we make use of ratings agencies, so that's people like Standard & Poor's, Moody's, Fitch and AKG. The ratings will typically range from AAA for a very strong insurer through to A, B, C or D, with D being the weakest rating. We would typically want a rating of A or above. There is also Solvency II to consider, so an insurer, if it's struggling to meet its solvency requirements, that should be evident from the accounts that it produces. All the insurers have to produce a solvency and financial condition report, which includes company performance as well as solvency. Should an insurer actually get into difficulty, it's more likely that they would be taken over by another insurer rather than anything else happening. But as a last resort, the government could actually step in, as they did with Equitable Life in 2010. There are also DB super funds to consider rather than purely insurance companies. They're relatively new development. They have to meet certain requirements as well in terms of solvency. For defined contribution schemes where they're being transferred to a master trust, those financial strength ratings are not available. So master trusts, and in fact collective defined contribution schemes, have other financial requirements to allow them to initially be authorised and to continue to operate. And they need to have what's called a CALP, a costs, assets and liquidity plan, which is part of the master trust's overall business plan. The CALP must demonstrate that the master trust has sufficient reserves to continue to operate. There are also financial sustainability requirements for master trusts, and these are actually split into both running costs and financial reserves. A concern for any trust-based scheme is a disorderly wind-up, which is likely to occur when there are insufficient funds to actually pay for the winding up process, for the wind-up to be conducted properly. Financial reserves are in place to ensure that the master trust can continue to operate after any triggering event, which may or may not lead to wind-up. There are various triggering events, master trust backers being unable to continue as a going concern. As with insurers taking over other insurers with buy-ins and buyouts, the same can happen with master trusts. So smaller master trusts have been taken over recently in the last few years by larger master trusts, and we expect that trend to continue. So there probably will be something like 10 to 15 master trusts by 2030.